Hey guys, it's me again. I'm bringing you another cock-rockin' battle here. It's gonna be fucking great. Okay, so I'm fighting this guy, and his name is like Yellow or something. I don't know. I don't get why people would name themselves after colors, because that just seems kind of weird. So I lead with my Crobat, as you can see, against his Ambipom, and I'm like, okay, it's an Ambipom. He's gonna do like typical Ambipom things like that, where he just U-turned, and now he's gonna switch. And that's bad for me because I don't know what he's gonna bring in, but now I do because it's this Slowbro here, and then I get my recovery. So I'm just gonna U-turn too because I can get it with like super effective damage even though I'm not running like attack EVs. And I didn't really expect the Thunder Wave, but I guess that's cool because I'm just that pro. So here comes Porygon 2, and I guess he predicted my Thunder Wave, and I was like, damn. But I knew these things usually carry Toxic, so I brought in my Heatran to take the Toxic, and that was pretty good for me because I didn't get the status, and I get a free sub up, which is pretty cool. But then he breaks my sub with his Thunderbolt. That makes me angry. I thought Heatran was supposed to be good or something. Why am I losing to this Porygon 2? But whatever. He didn't trace my Flash Fire, so I'm just gonna go for the Flamethrower, and he switches out to a Hitmontop, and I don't know why he's using a Hitmontop. I mean, he could be using like a Machamp or something, because it's overused, and therefore it's really good. So, I knew I could live a Mach Punch if he decided to go for it, and then he didn't go for it, so I got the kill with the Flamethrower, and that's good for me, because the Hitmontop is dead, because pro. So, then he switches out to Gliscor, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with the Gliscor, but then he goes for the Swords Dance on my switch to Torterra here. And I was like, well, if he has Ice Fang, that could be pretty bad for me because it's 4 times effective, but he doesn't. So it's like, okay, I'll just use my Leech Seed because that's what Torterra does because he's a cocksucker. Stalling. So he's going to use Swords Dance, and I know he can't really do much to me because Night Slash seems to be his only attacking option here, so I'm just going to stall him out with Leech Seed. Because he can't really Earthquake me. I know he doesn't have the Ice Fang, because if he did, he would have used it. And so I'm going to take this really well, like a beast, and that's good for me, because I can kill it with Wood Hammer, which is good for me, because Gliscor is dead, which was good for me. Also useless crit. So then I go, and like the Gliscor dies, and I'm like, oh man, Leftovers is so great. So he brings in his Crobat, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know he was gonna have a Crobat. So I switch out to my Fohawk here for the Intimidate, which doesn't really do a whole lot, because Staraptor doesn't really take hits that well, but whatever. So then he goes for the Brave Bird, and I was like, ow, this is gonna hurt, because I was expecting him to like switch or something. But he didn't, so I was like, okay, U-turn, let's get out of there before I die, because I don't want to lose him just yet, because Intimidate's pretty good. So I've seen the Brave Bird and the Cross Poison, but I don't think he really has much in the way that can hurt Heatran, so I bring him in because it just seemed like a good idea at the time, and I figured he would bring in that Porygon too, so I was just like, sub, because I don't care, because pro. And that's good for me because now he can't really do much to me because that's my sub, and I've got an Earth Power I can hit him with, which isn't going to do as much as a Flamethrower would have done, but he has Flash Fire, and I don't want to give him an immunity boost. So his Thunderbolt doesn't break the sub, which is good for me because I still have my sub, which is good for me because substitutes are good for me. So Earth Power, and I get the special defense drop, which didn't matter at all, because whenever hacks are in my favor, they don't matter, but if I get hacks, I swear, it's like the worst, like that crit, he wouldn't have broken my sub if it wasn't for that crit. I can't stand it when I get hacks. So I go for the Earth Power again, because I have really nothing else better to do, and I know I can take anything he can throw at me because pro, and the Thunderbolt does whatever, I don't care. And I don't remember what I did here. I think I went for another sub, or maybe no, he switches to Crobat, and he gets a Stealth Rock, but I used Earth Power, even though I kind of figured he would do that, but whatever, I don't really have to play it very safe, because Heatran and pro. Did I mention it was because pro? Because Heatran's pretty pro, guys. I'm just gonna suggest that everybody uses a Heatran, because it's pretty much the best thing, like, ever. So, I used another Earth Power because I thought he would try to switch into Porygon 2 again, predicting that I would predict that he would predict, and predictions predicting predictions. So he brings in a Crobat, which is like better than his because his is like gay and not mine, therefore it sucks. So he brave birds, and I don't take that as well as I thought I would. So I just taunted to stop like Roost or Whirlwind or yeah. Taunt is like the best move ever. So he switches, which is cool because I switched, which is good for me because I don't want to fight a Slowbro. And I bring in my Star Raptor, which is like, oh, well, okay, I guess this works out because I can just U-turn for like good damage, which is good for me because now I don't have to deal with him anymore, and that's good for me because I did a big chunk of damage, which is good for me because pro. So I bring in my Lantern because Lantern and Ice Beam does like nothing, and he gets a crit. That's like his second critical hit. I have all these hacks working against me this game. It's totally not fair. So I expected Porygon 2, so I surfed, and it killed the Ambipom, which is good for me because Ambipom is dead now, which is good for me. And then he brings in his Crobat, and I figure, well, he's got nothing else really he can do to me, so again, I'm expecting him to try and fake me out with the Porygon 2, because I know that thing's almost dead, and he would love an opportunity to come in and get a Volt Absorb, so I just Ice Beam to be safe, and then the Crobat's dead, which is bad for him, because it's good for me. So the Crobat goes down, and I get my lefties, which is good, because Lantern has lots of health, and leftovers restore so much. So Porygon 2 comes in, and I kind of figured maybe he might outspeed me, but nope. So the Porygon 2 is down, and I pretty much got this game won, so GG, Yellow. Maybe you could get good sometime in the future? Ha, lol, I don't think so. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. Fuck you all, I hate you.